Welcome.
Hey guys.
Welcome to Cry Havoc Gaming Podcast. Yes, we are now in the sound dimension.
We were always in the sound dimension.
Now we're in the soundier dimension. So here's just going to be kind of like a talking points for us where we just kind of do like updates, stories, personal adventures.
Things that interest us in the field of video games because we have no life.
You cannot kill that which has no life. So we're just going to be doing something like this pretty much, I think. Try and keep it weekly if we can, but we have busy schedules, so don't hate us.
Life kind of sucks, so I'm sorry.
But going on to that, we're going to move on to our first story of the day, which is Sony.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of things lately. A lot of people wouldn't consider them good.
Personally, I don't consider it good because Sony is, my main gaming platform. Tony's more Microsoft, Xbox.
No, I game everything. I game Sony, I game Nintendo, I game...
Well, then in that aspect, so do I, but I main PlayStation.
PlayStation's the source for RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they've been making a lot of,
Poor choices.
Yeah, poor choices. And a lot of the fans are calling bullshit. Calling bullshit, I would say.
I call bullshit. A lot of the things that are happening, I don't know.
So the first thing is they had a big press conference release, and it was over the not so secret PlayStation 4 Slim and the even not so more secret PlayStation Neo, aka the PlayStation Pro, and everyone was just like, "What the hell, man?" Essentially, they're going to be replacing every PlayStation 4 now out in market.
Just out of curiosity, how long ago was PlayStation 4 first released? I can't remember.
2012.
2012.
So we're 3 years
God,
in.
I'm old. You never had anything like that when we were still in the lifespan of PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 2, correct? I mean, we had the PlayStation Move and stuff like that.
There was an iteration with the PlayStation 2, they're always going to make mini consoles and stuff like that. Like, as time progresses, they'll make a mini console to drive down costs and stuff like that. But the price really isn't declining; it's actually gone up. It's $299 for the base console, and then it's probably going to be $400 or $500 for a 1 terabyte model. That's a ripoff. Buy your own hard drive and screw it in. So that's
what I did.
So it's not even a point of price reduction, because now I work retail. You can find them anywhere from $250 to $230 if you know where to look. New with a game.
Get your bargain hunting on, and save yourself some money.
And the Slim isn't even that slim. It's 1.5 inches smaller.
And you have rounded edges.
Rounded edges, so you can't...
And it's all matte.
So you can't fucking impale yourself on the pointy console.
Blunt force trauma is still an option.
Yeah, and then, there was that, and there was very, very, meh reception to that. And then they went on to the PlayStation Pro, which everyone else was kind of like, why do we need this?
Why?
Even developers, a lot of developers, BioWare included, are like, this is stupid. We don't need this particular item in function.
If BioWare's calling you out, you've got problems.
Yeah, it's EA's calling you out.
You made some poor decisions. Need to back that shit up. Anyway.
Basically, what the PlayStation Pro is going to be, it's going to be a 4K-ish console, but due to recent tech specs revealed, that's not going to be the case, and we'll get into that in a minute. But basically, it's supposed to run games at a better native 4K-ish resolution. Probably going to be 2.5, 3K resolution in all reality. What does that mean technically? Well, 4K, for those not in the know, is 4 times the resolution of 1080p. That means bigger or better black definition, better color definition, better pixel resolution, shinier graphics, essentially. Problem is, not everyone has a fucking 4K television.
I don't really know of anybody that has a 4K television or really has the funds and means to get a 4K television, so
It's kind of
Sony,
like when...
what are you doing?
It's kind of like when Sony was adopting 3D gaming with the PlayStation 3, and it went nowhere with 3D games and 3D televisions. It's like, I get the feature will, go down in cost, but I feel that everyone is rushing to 4K when really anyone who has 4K, it's going to be in a computer monitor, not a television set, a home theater set, because it's just too cost prohibitive at the moment. And, they were bolstering it, and they were showing, like, demos and stuff like that. And only a few games, which have currently come out, will support it. And some new games coming out will support it. The big one being Mass Effect Andromeda. The only difference I could see where there were shiny particle effects, but that was it. We didn't really see anything other than a dude walking across a rail, seeing some giant sponge people, and then explosions happened. That was it.
It feels to me that all of your entire fan base, we're not made of money, okay? Yeah. We're not all going to be able to afford this fancy technology. It's great. Develop it. Wait till that kind of technology becomes more affordable and more widely used for your fan base. Don't back us into a corner, because then you're going to have nobody that's going to be buying your product.
I mean, Microsoft and Sony were talking about, like, this being the last console generation, and I could totally get behind that. I would totally see, like, you get a console where you can just swap parts out. Because you can do that with a PlayStation hard drive. Why not get, like, certain PlayStation motherboards or stuff like that you can just plug into and be like, okay, I got a RAM expansion, so, the game will be running at high graphics settings. Because that's essentially what a console is. It's a watered-down PC.
Right.
You get it just for the... I mean, if we want to just stop buying consoles and just buying upgrades, that seems the place to go, but Sony's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It's just like, you gotta buy this whole new thing, and then, like, if you want to play PlayStation VR, the Pro is going to be the system you want to get for it. That being that, from what I'm told, from, like, people inside and, like, sources, is that natively the best way to play VR is at 90 FPS, not 60 FPS, because you won't get motion sickness as easily. So the Pro will be able to render VR games at 90 FPS in each eye socket while you're doing it. So it's like, do that or use it on your old PlayStation 4 and run the risk of vomiting everywhere.
Alright, so, yeah, moving on from that poor decision.
Well, I mean, there's one more thing, too, is that... okay. Sorry. Microsoft also came out and said that the specs that they're using is not going to be true 4K resolution, which is, they say, is kind of like a blatant lie. Kind of like how... They were like, we're doing 1080, and then Sony was like, you're only doing 900 pixels, bitch. And they're going, we're going to do 4K, and Microsoft's going, ho, 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 ho. What you're using here is not going to achieve 4K. It's probably going to achieve 2.5, 3K, 3.5K at the max, and it's going to be at the cost of frame rate. So most of their games will be locked at 30 FPS, which they said. And the Scorpio, which is their Pro, essentially, but they're kind of waiting 2 years to release it, which I think is a better strategy.
Yeah.
Kind of like with the new 3DS, you let it saturate for about 4 or 5 years, then you offer an upgrade. And then the people who have an older model are kind of like, mine's getting on in the years, I'm going to sell it off, and that. So I would say that's the final thing I have to say about the PlayStation event. It was very underwhelming and very bad, and everyone was just kind of like, ugh.
I think it's just something that they should sit on.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't see this holiday season selling a lot of PlayStation 4s, and if it does, the human race is already doomed. But moving on from one company, like you were saying, they weren't the only company in the news this week doing the Oh, no? What else are we talking? Oh, whoops! I jumped ahead of the gun. I'm sorry.
Well, there are just like a couple things that I wanted to talk about poor decision making this with Sony, because I main on Sony. Jacking up their prices for PlayStation Plus memberships. I'm sure if you have a PlayStation, you've noticed.
Yeah, it's now $60 a year, not like Microsoft, which, I mean, that was kind of another benefit they had over.
It was cheaper than paying for Xbox Live.
But it's like, we're more popular, we're going to raise the price. Hope nobody notices. Everyone noticed, of course.
And then, of course, there was the tax imposition.
Yeah.
Which Microsoft was already doing, but we were free from that on PlayStation for a while. But now we all have to pay taxes unless you live in Alaska.
Put an Alaskan zip code.
And there's also something that I noticed. It's called I believe it's either Sony Share or PlayStation Share. Which, if you guys haven't heard of it, I'm not surprised. I only found out about it a couple days ago myself. But essentially, you have the ability to take screenshots, small video clips, and you can share them with your friends. Which I've noticed some of my PlayStation friends sharing screenshots and video clips, but you can't watch them. Oh no. Nor can you take them and share your own video clips and screenshots, because you have to buy a separate software called PlayStation Share. Which, okay, yeah, whatever. That'd be okay if it was maybe a couple dollars, whatever. Oh no, it's $59.99.
Jesus Christ!
To buy that.
What the? And it's just for image and video sharing?
Just image and video sharing, and I'm talking a 5-second clip. Maybe you took a really cool screenshot in a video game and you wanted to share it, or maybe you found a really funny glitch and you wanted to take a picture of it and share it with all of your PlayStation friends. Yeah, to be able to do that, you have to pay an additional $50. That was new because you could do that before.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, Xbox doesn't do that, and the Wii U doesn't do that. Hell, I don't think the Nintendo 3DS even fucking does that. Yeah. On Xbox, you can the benefit of buying a game is that you can watch clips of people playing the game constantly in real time, and they can upload clips. Or you can watch streams in real time, free of charge. Or, let's say I'm playing a game of Battlefield with my friends, and, one guy gets, a 6 stealth kill, and he wants to show the team because he recorded it. You can do that. Free of charge. In group party. That's BS.
Yeah, I'll constantly get updates on my feed when I turn on my PlayStation to play a game or anything about so-and-so took so many screenshots, or so-and-so took a video clip. But you can't access those screenshots or those video clips unless you have PlayStation Share, which you have to pay $50 for.
Oh my god.
Which I think is low. So you can't really necessarily share that experience with your PlayStation friends unless you want to shovel out the extra $50. So I would save that and maybe buy a PlayStation Plus membership since the prices have gone up. So horribly so.
Damn.
I want to cry.
Yeah, that's bad. That's kind of Sony getting too big for its britches. So it's kind of don't mind the PS3. We've got a PS4 here. We're the best people in the world. Let's just check these rates. Right? Oh no, they don't know this.
Yeah.
But there was a company that was even worse than PlayStation.
And everybody knows it.
Yeah. Oh, Konami. The world's favorite punching bag.
Favorite?
So, well, recently, it's yeah.
That's bad.
You've ruined my childhood.
So you obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen the falling out with Kojima and Konami after, Metal Gear Solid 5 and just...
Which we'll get to Metal Gear Solid 5 in a little bit. But first, the big announcement was Metal Gear Solid 5 Survive. A zombie survival...
No, I don't think even Metal Gear Solid 5 was in there. It's just Metal Gear Solid Survive.
No, if you look at the thing, it says Metal Gear Solid Survive. It's got the V for 5, and then it's got
really?
it's got
I thought they were just cutting that association out of there completely. Guess not.
Oh god, no. They're milking that cow. That's the last game that's going to make them money. So yeah. It's a zombie survival crafting horror game. Open world, co-op. Build your own survival fun time zombie adventure.
I can't see this selling very well.
I don't think the whole world, because it's of all the things that you would do with Metal Gear, you do the most generic, pedantic thing that Adderall written testing group would say. Zombies crafting Minecraft.
I was going to say, what was the board meeting like? Guys, pachinko machines aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, they had the Metal Gear Solid pachinko machine also come out. And they remade every single cutscene of MGS3 in the Fox engine just to fuck with us. God damn you.
But I do love, like, the trailer. If you've watched it, it's just your character is the lone survivor as Mother.
One of the lone survivors of Mother Base.
Sorry, one of the lone survivors on Mother Base as it's, like, exploding, being destroyed. And you just see, like, Big Boss and Kazuhira, everybody else jumping ship. Like, we don't want any part of this. Let's get on the planes and go.
Get on the last Kojima game, guys. The boat's leaving. Ah!
Abandon ship.
And then they get sucked up into the sky in a wormhole, because...
Because, yeah, that's totally plausible.
That happens.
It happens in everyday life, right?
And then there are zombies, and you have to fight with zombies. And, of course, everyone was giving negative connotations to it. But Konami was like, yo, just wait until we show some gameplay, okay? Like, at TGS, we're going to show some gameplay, and then you can make your call. So TGS rolls around, they have a 16-minute gameplay demo, and it's the most uninspired piece of garbage you've ever seen in your entire life. It's literally the exact same map. It's just darker and dirtier. It's like there's just a sandstorm. You use handmade weapons, like you can be a guy with a machete or a dude with like it's a spear. I don't know why the dude didn't make a fucking spear, but it's a bow knife tied to a stick, and he just goes, in the zombies' heads and they die. You can, like, use sheep in the Fulton balloon to, like, draw the zombies out. But, yeah, and then you just collect resources. Because everyone knows the most fun thing about Metal Gear Solid was farming for hours for resources to get your new gun. And then realizing you can't shoot anymore because you don't have enough tetrahydramine or tranquilizer herbs to make tranq bullets. Yeah.
It's just, I have to wonder, for a video game series that's so deep, so intellectual, so just profound, how did they make that just giant leap into crap and go, yeah, we're gonna do zombies. People love zombies, right? Right?
Well, it's simple because, obviously Kojima left. He went out for a pack of cigarettes and never came back to Konami. They loosened the shot collar and he ran to have an affair with Sony. And Death Stranding is his new magnum opus. But, I mean, even Kojima himself, like, called MGS out, or MGS Survive out on this bullshit. Basically, they were having a meeting and they were talking on stage and they were talking about Death Stranding and he was revealing some insights to his game. And they asked him, like, well, what do you think about this? And he goes, I don't see how zombies fit into a political thriller about nuclear weapons and espionage. Like, why? Kind of just dropping the mic and saying, like, it's going to be...
Dropping the mic.
Kojima out. And this is coming from the man from nanomachines will fix everything to, like, super advanced 2038 mech in the 1980s. Like, this is coming from that man. And, as much as I love the man, if he's saying, what the hell, this don't belong here, you don't fucked up.
You done fucked up.
But that wasn't the only thing that Konami did that was really bad.
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Complete.
Sorry.
Edition.
I thought it was Definitive Edition.
Definitive Complete. It's
whatever.
Tomato. They can change it whenever they want. But essentially... it's going to be Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yep.
And Ground Zeroes.
Yep.
And a package. And they're boasting like it's going to be the complete experience. It's going to be everything in here. And they were opening it up to the fans.
And then the fans are going, well, wait, what about that entire third act that they cut out? Is that going to be in there?
Mission 51. Kingdom of the Flies.
In there? Is that in the complete edition?
And they were kind of like... well, no. They were pretty much along the lines of... that wasn't part of the game. That was cut in mid development. That wasn't part of the story. The story that is in Metal Gear Solid 5 is the complete story. And then the fans are going, "You're kidding me, right?" Like, the Metal Gear Solid 5 is known as the Phantom Plot. Like, it's missing severe chunks of its story, and at least one major chunk of gameplay being in the Battle Gear. And like, you know, it's like, you know, no, like, you know, there are several key moments, key plots in that game that are not fully explained, that are explained in Mission 51. And how do the fans know this? Because in a glorious fuck you, if you bought the collector's edition, Kojima put in all of the unfinished cutscenes and storyboards in the special edition with a special behind-the-scenes DVD. And it's literally like a 49-minute movie.
Yeah.
And the cutscenes are, like, it shows like progression completion. Honestly, the cutscenes were, they said like 30% done, I believe, but honestly they were 70% done. All they needed was facial animation and like a little tweaking with the color, and it would have been fine. And from what I also heard, the map was also done, and it was, even though it was supposed to be like technically another fight with Sal Halanthropus, you had to deal with soldiers, you had to deal with child soldiers, so you couldn't kill and stuff like that. So, and it was literally the final definitive ending. Kind of like in Peace Walker, where if you want to get the true ending with Paz, you gotta like beat extra missions and stuff and look around. Mm-hmm. So essentially, every fan is going like, the complete edition, so we're getting the ending, right? And they're like, it's not the ending. You have the ending. The incomplete plot ending is the ending. Everything else is explained in the story. No, it's not. Eli stole a giant Metal Gear and he went off into the wilderness with Psycho Mantis. That is not... I mean, they get back together when they're in their, like, 20s, but... What the hell?
Yeah, so... all Metal Gear Solid fans are just gonna have to sit there and stew with that giant plot hole.
Look up the ending online.
Yeah.
And imagine yourself playing it. Because that's as good as it's going to get when it comes to Konami.
Imagination.
But still, there is even more bad news. Not from Konami, but from another punching bag in the gaming community.
If you guys have like been watching, you know, other online YouTubers, you've probably heard of Digital Homicide.
Yeah, developers of such hysterically bad games as...
such award-winning masterpieces as...
magnum opuses as The Slaughtering
Grounds?
Yeah. And this has been going back and forth for a long time, where the developer would like do DMC takedowns on, the most infamous one being Jim Sterling, on their videos, banning people from the Steam page, throwing fake contests to say bad things about their game, only to take away and ban them from...
I mean, Tony, we might get sued for, like, talking about them.
I'm going to get into the legal proceedings about that in a minute, because that's horseshit, even though they're suing in Arizona.
Nice, yeah.
So, basically how this all factors in is that they are suing Jim Sterling currently for libel and slander, and saying that his review and talking of the company and their very shady business dealings is slander, and they're suing him for $15 million. Good luck with that. The grounds for that being that what they're suing on is, since he printed an article about it under some pretense in Arizona law that can be used in an instance of libel and slander. Not how they're trying to interpret it, but we'll get into that later. As the story develops, and they're prosecuting the thing, they also put up a GoFundMe to help them fund the suing of Jim Sterling.
Nobody do that.
Yeah. As this goes on, people are, of course...
We need your money to get more money.
They're suing... they're going out and they're getting negative reviews on their Steam community page from Steam users. Because rightfully, if you put out a horrible product and people review that product and don't enjoy that product, free speech dictates that you can tell them that it is a bad product, do not buy. Because these developers, these two men, the Ramin brothers, have released, I think, sometimes 4 games in a month. You know, and by exploiting Steam's system of they can sell trading cards with the game, because they also do digital trading card collecting. So they get money from the card and they get money from the game. And even if the money gets refunded for the game, they get the money for the card. So they're still making money regardless on the sale. And people were calling this out and giving them negative reviews. So Digital Homicide decides to file a lawsuit against 100 anonymous Steam users for libel and slander for a collective total of $18 million.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's horseshit.
It is.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like the equivalent of someone calling you a bad name and then Digital Homicide just going, "Well, I'm gonna tell my mommy."
Or like, I let you win.
I let
it's
you
like
win.
it's their ass kicked.
It's okay.
And if you look at the legal court proceeding they filed, they have like all of the Steam users' names filed, like Jane Doe 1 through 42.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh my. Okay. Just hold on. I'm sorry. If you decide to put a product out there for public consumption, you can't get all pissy-wissy when someone has an opinion about the product that you put out.
Yeah.
Okay?
There will exist people who will not enjoy your work.
There's always going to be someone out there who doesn't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a fact of life. It's always going to happen, but you need to put your big boy pants on and move on. You know? You can't just suddenly decide, oh, well, we got 100 mean YouTube comments, we're going to sue them for money.
Steam comments, not YouTube.
I was just generalizing.
Oh, generalizing. Okay.
We're not on Steam, we're on YouTube, so I chose YouTube.
Okay. We don't develop shitty games and put them out.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
We just develop shitty YouTube content. Yeah.
So it gets better. After it is filed, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where it's the Romine, or it's Digital Homicide, the Romine brothers versus Anonymous or something along those lines, or versus the People. And they need names. So they immediately subpoena Valve for the real names of these users. Valve goes, no. That's a huge breach of privacy. We're not going to give you our username or the real identities of the people we protect in our service. They then sue Valve. So Valve goes, alright, I ain't putting up with this bullshit no more. I'm taking you off Steam. And they remove the developer completely from Steam.
Oh, God.
And now they're suing Valve for damages as well, for so many millions. But even when you look at the legal proceedings for it, most of these people are protected under the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech. And someone who has gotten a degree in film and business, who has studied with one of the ex-head lawyers of Paramount, would laugh this out of the fucking door if he heard this. I kind of want to email him this story and see what his take is on it. But there is no holding in it. There's no infringement on copyright. You cannot prove the damage of the game comes solely from a reviewer. If a reviewer says this game is shit, and then another reviewer says, hey, I kind of like this game, you can't blame one reviewer and then sue that reviewer for $15 million and go, because of the words that left this man's lips, my children will go hungry. The Timberwolves will feed tonight on my children's bellies.
It's... They're taking this a step too far.
A step? I fucking leapt over the fucking magma pool and jumped in and swan dived. This is one of the most brilliant cases of a developer committing seppuku. Slitting open its belly and letting its entrails spill out. Because I guarantee you they're going to do a countersuit over, like, you know, quality issues and the fact that most of their games are allegedly asset flips of games that are already pre-made and industry released, which is a huge issue in the Steam community. Allegedly. I say that again. Allegedly.
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oof. I just,
Again, this episode is pretty much just about bad decision making.
bad decision making all around in the world. We go together like a wop bop baloo bop, a wop bamboo. But still, there is one company that takes the cake, or one area outlet that takes the cake. Hey, Ashley, did you know that Overwatch, like your favorite game right now, right? It's sexist. It is horrible against the women's.
Against the women folk.
According to Feminist Frequency and Anita Sarkeesian.
Hold up a second.
Let me pause for rage.
Woo! Okay. Unpopular opinion, probably. I don't appreciate the Feminist Frequency and some of the topics that they're putting out. Honestly, I would consider myself a feminist, but not that kind of feminist. Okay, so, I mean, I've watched the video. And Anita Sarkeesian's main point about Overwatch is that it's so sexist because there is no body diversity for the female characters in the game. And I think she said that the male characters do have body diversity. Like, you've got the fit people, you've got, like, the skinny guys, you've got fat guys, yada, yada, yada. And then you've all just got women or the female characters are all just one body shape. But...
bullshit.
Okay, level with me here, okay? I don't find the game to be sexist. I think that the female characters in Overwatch are more badass, I gotta say.
Yeah.
More badass than the male characters. They are freaking... I'm gonna go ahead and, like, curse her. They're fucking badass, okay?
I would say that the male characters are more generic than they are with the female characters.
They are generic because you've got two super soldiers, you know, the types that you see in pretty much every game with, like, thighs the size of tree trunks that can probably crush your head.
I break you with my thighs.
Those thighs can crush your head. You're welcome for that mental image that's now going to be slowly seeping in. You've got Roadhog, who is...
I like Roadhog. He's funny.
He's funny.
Say bacon one more time.
He's chubby.
Yeah, he's a fat dude. No, he's a fat dude.
He's chubby. So what? Then you've got Junkrat, who's he's
lean.
He's lean. He's kind of, like, apparently super, super tall, like I've seen on the internet.
Lanky. He's lanky.
He's lanky. He's like 6'5", apparently, according to someone's wiki page, and he's very skinny. Again, you've got the super soldiers. But then moving on to the female characters.
Oh, there's Torbeam. He's also a midget.
Yes. Torbeam.
Short person.
I hate Torbeam. If you play Torbeam on multiplayer or competitive, I hate you.
You're what's wrong with society. At large.
I hate your turrets. Anyway. Moving on to the main problem that the Feminist Frequency, or mainly just Anita Sarkeesian, has with the female body types is they're all slender females. Except there's a problem there. Have you seen Zarya? Zarya is fucking ripped. She is built.
She's the big sister of Bane.
She is built. Again, but her body type makes sense for her story. She was a part of the Russian military. Obviously, if you're a soldier, you're gonna need muscle. And have you seen the weapon she carries around?
It's an antimatter cannon.
It's huge. You need to have muscle. You would need to be rather bulky to be able to carry that into battle and use it effectively. Okay, give me some like other female characters, and I'm gonna...
Mai.
Well, her story is that she's a scientist. Was it Antarctica?
Yeah, basically. Well, I'm not too sure. I don't want to, make the wrong assumption here. But basically, she does do, like, Arctic research.
Okay.
Sub-zero temperature research.
In a climate where she's a scientist, so, obviously she's going to put her work first. She's in a climate that's cold. So, it, to me, would make sense that she would be a little bit on the fuller side.
Full-figured woman.
A full-figured woman.
Doesn't make her bad looking at all. She still looks attractive as a character.
She is the most adorable character in that game, and if anybody wants to say different, I will fight you in the street.
In the street.
May is adorable, and I will fight you if your opinion is
And
different.
again, it's kind of accurate, because you kind of have to be of a certain caloric intake out there, because I've known people who've done that, like in Antarctica, and they've had to drink
olive oil.
Yeah, olive oil to maintain calorie counts.
And essentially, her story is slightly more messed up because she was essentially, she was doing this research, and she was the sole survivor of her team. She survived by cryogenics. Like freezing herself for, I think, years. So, yeah, there's that. Who else do we want to go off of?
Anna.
Wonderful woman. Again, trained soldier. Older because she is Farah's mother. So her daughter is in the new Overwatch.
And don't give me the BS about her alternate costume, because you have to work to unlock that, like every other alternate costume.
Yeah.
Including the ones that you find offensive.
Yeah, she's an older woman. She's a trained soldier. She essentially, even though she lost one eye and then basically when Overwatch fell, went off the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, you've got age difference there. So you've got older soldiers, both I think Reaper and Soldier 76 are all on the mid-40s side. Then you have Reinhardt, which by the way is like the BFG, Big Friendly Giant.
My
Again,
friends.
Adorable character, and if you think otherwise, I will fight you.
Black Widow.
Essentially, I think she was a dancer, so her body type would make sense. Dancers are usually
I've done a lot of dancers.
lean.
Like for choreography and stuff, they do have a very
And if you see some of her special costumes, she has like Swan Lake ballet costumes, which, if you've seen any sort of ballet dancing, they are physically fit because the moves that they do are crazy insane, and I have mad respect for them.
Any form of
dance.
dancing.
I have mad respect for you.
I have worked with like a lot of choreographers. The amount of intense body training they have to like undergo is insane, and you have to keep in like
the
top physical
sheer
condition.
upper body strength that you need, sheer strength in your legs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, like mad respect for you.
Tracer, one of the more lankier, slimmer women.
Right, but she's one of the fastest
characters
on the team, even without her chrono accelerator. She's one of the fastest team members. So, usually if you've seen any runners, they're, more fit. Usually,
typically of a tomboyish nature of that slim, slender frame.
Yeah, sort of, I guess, if you want to say that, yeah.
I don't really see any of the... I mean, I would say if there's like the busty, typical women-female archetype for that, I would say it would probably be Widowmaker, not Tracer. Fair, but we don't see her in any context like that because she's in body armor.
Because Vera, she's slender. You don't see
any cleave.
You see nothing except her face, and even in gameplay, she's wearing a helmet, so she's basically just like a Gundam.
Yeah, a Gundam from one of the alternate skins, or a Deva.
Yeah. So obviously, to be able to pull that kind of mech suit, you need to have a lot of physical strength. Mm-hmm. Because she needs to be jumping around, able to fly, basically be able to carry her own.
Mercy, she's in like a sort of a skin-tight suit, but not really. She's in a dress. A medical dress.
Well, it
was one of the things they pointed out in the video.
It's like her suit, she has like the wing, like she designed it, right?
Yeah.
Her Valkyrie suit.
The Valkyrie protocol.
Right. So, yeah, that's the suit that allows her to zip around and fly to all of her teammates.
And save them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And for that kind of, like... Gosh, it's like, if you look at, like, if you watch the Olympics, anytime you need to, like, move quickly, or if you watch gymnastics, that you need to be able to move your limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Are their clothes baggy? No. I took dance classes. I took basic gymnastic classes. They're skin tight because you need to be able to move.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, you need to be able to move.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, the idea that they're over-sexualizing females in Overwatch, like this is the most sexist game that's been created in 2016, I find that horrible, horrible BS. Because it's not just, if you want to say that the women in this game are being sexualized, the men in this game are being just as over-sexualized as the women are.
I was going to point that out. I mean, look at how many muscular-bound men. We got one fat guy, one dwarf, and one lanky motherfucker.
Yeah. And then you have the rest of the
of the very chiseled, finely selected gentlemen which you could crush nuts off their abs. Ricardo, bring me a pistachio.
But it's like, and I mean, I get it for Reaper and Soldier 76 because their backstory is they were both in the military and they submitted themselves for the Super Soldier Enhancement Program, so they were pumped full of roids and other unknown goo.
Unregulated medical stuffs.
Other
What's
unknown
that, Chief?
goo.
As they shoot the syringe into his neck and it's like this big... It's gonna make you tough, Cap.
But again, they could probably, break your head between their thighs or their ass cheeks if they wanted to. You're welcome for the mental image. That's gonna be swimming in your head.
What was I gonna say? And to anyone who cries gender neutrality, Zenyatta and Bastion.
Yeah.
And if you think Zenyatta's too male, Bastion can be whatever the hell you want. It talks and clicks and woots, and if you play him, you're probably gonna get play of the game or one of the top players.
I love that, all the voice lines for Bastion because they all took the time to just do 25 different beep boop 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 lines.
But yeah, that's all I'm thinking about on female characters, really. I mean,
you have Diva, but Diva's kind of like the gamer. That's
she's the gamer chick, and then there's Symmetra.
Right. Symmetra's again the super intelligent scientist that's very focused on her work.
Yeah, she's focused on perfection.
Right.
Even in her things. Oh, sorry, the camera went out.
It's even and a couple of her voice lines, that's what she says, is she's hyper-focused on perfection, essentially. Yeah.
So, I mean, to some form of image control with her would be expected, I think, because everything on her is designed and tailored to her. Diva, she's more along the lines of a gamer / NASCAR driver, where she's let's do this, make money, put those logos on me, more gaming.
Pretty much.
I think Overwatch is actually one of the most PC-friendly, aware games to come out in years.
Honestly, and the community is great.
Yeah.
Personally, I think. I've never felt so welcome in a community, online multiplayer.
Yeah. Also, I remember when we first played, or when I was first going online, I remember me and, a bunch of other, older people had, a young kid on the team, a little 8-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. And, everyone was afraid, but we were, talking him through it, and the kid had a great time. And because everyone was so nice that, the kid actually, instead of talking down to him, in Call of Duty or something, everyone came together.
That is another point. It's completely, off topic of the whole... Sexism comment, but with a game like Overwatch, where it's its niche is just online multiplayer, you really need to be worried about etiquette on that game, because you don't know, unless of course you have you invite 6 of your friends to play a game together, you don't know who's going to be in that voice channel with you. You don't know who you're playing. You could be playing with someone who's 60 years old, or you could be playing with someone who's maybe 13 years old, who doesn't have that experience. And kids take things very to heart. So
yeah, very extremes.
Yeah. So I don't want to say talk down to them and baby them, but just genuinely
understand.
Be understanding. Be genuinely nice.
Yeah, I was just nice with the kid, you wanted to know my name. No, I'm not going to tell you my name. Just call me Fox. That's my gamer tag. You know, and like he wants to be a character that I'm being. I'm like, okay, we'll both be the character together, or I'll be a character that'll help his character out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of big brother the kid, and the rest of the team would do that too, even if they didn't have mics, because like I would talk, and then somebody else would get on and talk to him. It's like it's a very nice community. Keep it that way. It's like one of the most purest experiences I had playing a game compared to Call of Duty, which I can't play anymore because of all the screaming and yelling and little kids doing that. Let's teach them to do better.
It's
a whole other topic.
Yeah, it's like, and one of my favorite, excuse the curse word that I'm gonna use, but one of my favorite phrases that I happened upon is, kindness doesn't cost a damn thing, so sprinkle that shit everywhere. Keep that in mind anytime you're playing online multiplayer. Be kind, have fun. It is just a game. Mm-hmm. Don't take it off the edge too seriously, okay?
Alright, and I guess with that, we're going to bring our first episode to a close.
Do you want to talk about, like, what we're playing?
Oh, yeah, that's right, what we're playing. Yeah, we were going to call off, like, you know, I think every time we do this, it's going to be a what we're playing currently. So, what are you playing currently?
I'm currently playing Overwatch, obviously, which is why I'm so heated about that issue. And I have my little stuffed songbird.
Bioshock.
Yep, I just got the Bioshock collection because I am obsessed with that game series, and y'all should buy it too.
How's the optimization? Good?
It's pretty good.
Good.
And what about you, Tony?
Console-wise, Deus Ex, kind of prepping for XCOM. Deus Ex is really good. I hear it's been cut very, very short, so I'm not looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. In the handheld spectrum, I just beat Monster Hunter Generations. Loved it. I did the review for the Rathalos figure. And then I'm hopping into Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse, which is the sequel to 4. Awesome game. It's basically Pokemon, but with every major theological character in existence, from Thor down to the Australian god of dreams. I can't recommend it enough. I would say if you want to get Apocalypse, wait on Apocalypse, buy 4 for the 3DS. It's only $20 new. And then play Apocalypse and do that. But I will say this. Alignments don't necessarily mean good endings. There are 3 alignments in that game. Bad, or chaotic rather, lawful, and neutral. Mm-hmm. Chaotic and lawful are 2 extremes, meaning they're not going to be good or evil, or not necessarily the good thing. Neutral is probably going to be the best ending for everybody. That's a free tip. So I guess with that, we'll bring it to a close.
Yep.
See you guys in the next episode, and as always, cry havoc.
And let's let the gamers of war.
Bye-bye.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the first episode of the podcast. And if you have any questions or if you want to see more content we do, feel free to hop on over to our content channel on YouTube for Cry Havoc Gaming. And a special shout out to Jacor, good buddy of mine who contributes to this site by giving us music for our shows. Thanks again, bud, and thank you guys for tuning in. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.